This week's Safari Spotlight is around a new discovery. On Tuesday, the Uganda Wildlife Authority reported the return of the African painted dogs, or call them the wild dogs, which in the past were also called African hunting dogs. And there's no one better to share the detail of the news than my good friend Gilbert, a ranger working with Uganda Wildlife Authority in Kidepo Valley National Park, who is also, I believe, responsible for this particular sighting. Yes, Gilbert, please tell me about your incredible discovery that rocked the conservation and travel world this week.
Yeah, it's true that we had an unexpected discovery this week in Kidepo Valley National Park. It was on Monday around 9 a.m. when I was heading to Karenga. On my way after Narus Valley around 600 meters, I found two unique animals standing on the way. They resemble domestic dogs, but they have a lot of spots on the body.
Okay.
So when I picked my phone, I managed to grab some photos. Then later, I shared the photo with the Warden Tourism and some few friends in conservation.
Yeah.
And then later, Warden Tourism sent the photos to the communication manager, Uganda Wildlife Authority. Then he confirmed to us that those are African wild dogs. So they were believed they left the country early years ago.
Extinct.
So it's everyone's surprised to see them back.
Yeah.
That the African wild dogs are back in Kidepo.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing the news with us, and I hope the dogs can stay around. Now, I believe it's been over 4 decades. That's over 40 years since the African dogs were believed to be extinct in Uganda. It's good to see them return and also see several other recent discoveries around species that were considered extinct in the past. Talk about sightings of the white-eared kob, which was recently sighted in Kidepo as well. Talk about sightings of, there's a particular gazelle, I don't know if it's a Thompson's gazelle, beg to be corrected. And then you have the African painted dog being sighted again. You did have the foxes weaver being sighted in Pian Upe and there are surrounding areas. So it's good to see that some of these animals are now being sighted again in Uganda. Now, I know these dogs are savage hunters. They are brutal hunters, and their style of hunting might not be, one for the faint of hearts. But I think with how sought after they are, especially for people coming to Africa for safaris, I think this is a plus for tourism, but it also speaks to the incredible work that the Uganda Wildlife Authority is doing in creating a safe haven for wildlife, including those that had since gone extinct. In case you'd like to learn more about African painted dogs, be sure to listen to an episode we did. I believe it's one of the very first episodes we did of the podcast, where we broke the news about CTC Conservation Center importing their first pair of African painted dogs. I spoke to the director, Thomas Price, and the manager, Holly Oliver Kello, on this fantastic news. Now, CTC Conservation Center is the only place in Uganda to see wild dogs, but I must state that this is a captive breeding facility. It's not the wild. But I guess that's going to change very soon, especially with the recent sighting in Kidepo Valley National Park.